There we go. Okay, I am at home and the kids are outside, so in case you hear sounds, that's what is happening. Okay, we are ready to begin.
Welcome back home.
Yes, great. Shivani, are you going to join the other Zoom link?
She said, Mynoo, that she's not well. That's what she said, right? So she probably doesn't want to.
Just check with her.
Okay, just check with her. I'll just check with her.
Okay. Okay, so I suggest we begin straight away. Today, Anushri has got a family situation that she needs to deal with. So we have Antriksh. If you can come on camera, Antriksh.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Okay, so we have Antriksh, who will take her place. Antriksh, if we can just remove all the otter.ai, just remove them. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, remove the 3 otters because we don't really require them here in our space. Okay.
Sorry if I look like someone from the dark web because the lighting is not.
You can use the floodlight or not?
Yeah, I'll just adjust my lighting. Be right back. You guys
Okay.
can continue.
Okay. Okay, I am ready and open for any particular questions. There are a few questions that people have submitted in advance, so we'll go through those in a few minutes. In the meantime, if any of you have questions, please come forward. Meenaji, did you raise your hand?
I already put it in your Gurgaon account number. I won't be able to speak. I already put it there.
Okay.
Sorry about the confusion. I sent it to Anushri as well.
I know that's fine. I will go read the question, but we can have you online, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So her Mina's question is my twin flame living on this earth or on the astral level? Your twin flame is not in this human form. Your twin flame is at an astral level. And in fact, your twin flame is one of your guardian angels. So you've always felt like an inner level of supportedness at all times. So that is coming from the twin flame. My relationship in my past life with Aditi, who is the daughter in this lifetime, Aditi was your mother and has also been a grandmother to you. She's always been a mother with a lot of expectations from you in the past life, and with many of them were unrequited and not completely fulfilled. As a grandmother, you were like the granddaughter that she completely adored. So there's a huge amount of love there. And there have been other lifetimes with her also where you weren't necessarily in that blood relationship, but there was great friendship that was there. Amit, yes, yeah, like I've said before, he was your elder brother. Yes, the cough issue that you have raised with me earlier today, and in fact yesterday. Cough is to do with the lungs, and when I look at what is going on, it really is the upper part of your chest that seems to be the one that is congested, cough-wise. and there's some dry cough, but yours is different than what Ashok's is. It's not the same. Yours is coming from the top part of your lungs, and it is literally as if you found your voice, you started speaking it, so the lungs are now starting to open up. And what happens is when we don't express our truth, then the top part of the lungs starts to shrivel. But you have actually started expressing your truth now. So it is opening up. And in its as it's opening up, that cough is there, and whatever comes out of the cough, if there's any phlegm that comes out, you may find that it is a little bit frothy and whitish, little bit whitish, frothy type stuff. That is what is coming out. And that's if you can imagine the sac that covers the rib cage, if you stretch it, I don't know how far it's true, but somebody who was teaching me about different organs and cleansing of different organs was saying that the lung sac itself, when you stretch it open, it can be as large as a big soccer field. It's so huge, and then it is actually shriveled like this in the form of tiny, 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 tiny little chambers. So when we breathe in and we fill up the lung sac, those tiny chambers are filled with oxygen. And then when we breathe out, we are really required to empty it fully. Now, what happens is it is those chambers that get stuck together. So when they start releasing, as you start expressing your truth, the load on the lung starts to release, and the lung sacs start to open up in the upper half of your chest and your lungs. And that can give rise to a cough, which you just can't seem to shake off. It will actually stop almost as suddenly as it came on, once that part is emptied and the lung sacs are open. That's what I'm seeing. So it is it's a completely, an expected part of your self-actualization journey. Now, Ashok's is very different. Ashok's is much more about, he really is finding it frustrating that he's not able to do everything that he has always been able to do. He feels like he's losing control. So it's as if there's a lot of stress in his throat area. It's not the lungs, it's more the throat area for him that is stressed, because it's like he wants to get his point across, but his physical body is not able to handle it, and he's not able to have the same effect that he was able to have before with people even. He feels like, things are getting out of control. That's what it is. Is there anything else?
Can this be healed very soon? Because at this point,
For you, I would say there's a way of breathing. It's not. So here's what I do, right? And you don't do it all the time. You do it when you're on an empty stomach. So if you're sitting down, you sit back, your back is supported, and your feet are on the ground, but your knees are open, right? So they're like open in a V, and you put your palms like this on top of your knees. Okay. And then when you breathe in, you're going to breathe in, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay. Nothing else to do right now. So you're just going, it's like you're just rotating your shoulders even, your lungs are filling up, and then you're just breathing out. Okay. Don't strain your neck. There's nothing to do with your neck. So just go. You're only breathing in and out through your nose. You do about 3 or 4 of these. Then I want you to start holding your breath. So you're breathing in and you're holding the breath in your lung sac. So just watch it. touch your chin to the chest and you hold it there as long as you can hold it. I get it. This happens. This happens. Okay. And because what you're also doing is you're applying a tourniquet effect to your throat. And that's fine because when you release it, the blood gushes and it's filled with oxygen, and the carbon dioxide is coming out with great strength. So you're just literally blowing out toxins. Okay, and when you're breathing in like this into your lung sac, you're passing through this area. Bacteria do not like an alkalizing environment, and oxygen is highly alkalizing. Okay, so this breath in, Meenaji, and you're holding it there as long as you can, and then you don't breathe out, you release, and then you breathe out. Now you want to get the holding to all the way to 70-75 seconds. Okay, it feels like a long time and it will take a while to build up. But that is very powerful in dealing with this chest congestion, coughing that is coming from the lung area, completely alkalizing this whole throat region. So the bacteria just don't like that environment. They don't survive there. Okay.
Okay, Vikas has a question.
Okay. Meenaji, is that it?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Everything on dot. But just please send healing so both of us feel good. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Please send us your healing. Thank you so much.
Vikas, if you can come online, then we can have you spotlighted with me.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. Yes.
So, my question is, my sister recently had a memory loss and she can't recall almost 10 years of her life. Partially at times she gets some fragments, but we've been to doctors and everything, but there's no physical injury as such. What should we do next, and how should we bring her back in the normal course of life? Because this is traumatic for her, like really, really traumatic.
So when I tune into her, she's actually well. There's nothing wrong with her at all. I'm not seeing anything that is wrong with her. There was just a very momentary passing blockage that prevented only for a few seconds oxygen to a particular part of her brain, and that is what has occurred. And then everything else returned. So it was more like a transient situation that has caused this for her. I mean, when the brain is impacted, it is often because the person themselves are not feeling that they can express themselves freely and clearly what it is that they want. And that is what weakens the brain. So when anything like this occurs, any other organ could have been affected. It affected her brain. There is so what I'm getting from her own guides is just simply let her be, rather than be so stressed about this. There is so much, like 90% of her is actually fine. Give this one the space, and it will actually return. You don't need to load it further with anxiety or worry or medication or anything. None of that is needed. She's actually fine.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really important that she doesn't engage in worry or anxiety, and that others don't on her behalf either. She doesn't really need anybody's worry or anxiety. It's more like just have her see everything that she already knows, everything that she actually recalls, everything that is new stuff that is being created. So it's almost like a space has been created from stuff to do with the past that will fill up with what's coming. I'm not seeing any ongoing damage to her brain in terms of the future.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
the more she lives in the present, Vikas, really noticing and observing all that is, and, everything that is actually making her heart sing, she will actually experience that singing, or that joyousness within her. And very soon it'll be like, oh, was there really a problem? अभी सबका टेंशन फोकस्ड है इसके ऊपर, जरूरत नहीं है.
All right. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next, Asha ji has a question.
Okay, yes.
Her question is, what is twin flame?
Yeah, I'll bring her on.
Yeah.
Hello, Asha ji.
Yeah, hello. I asked the questions on chat only about
Yes.
what is the meaning of twin flame.
Yes.
That is one. And secondly, also, it's about what you told me, the truth, when she could express the truth. What is meant by that?
Okay, so let's talk about the twin flame first.
Yeah.
So, I think most people have heard about soulmates,
Yeah.
right? They talk about soulmates, and it's often mistaken as soulmates are the romantic partner. And it isn't actually, it's not the romantic partner necessarily, even though the romantic partner is your soulmate. It could be anyone that you're spending a stretch of time with. That's a soulmate, okay? Where you've chosen to be friends at a soul level. Now, twin flame is very different. Twin flame, so when we are created by the creator as a speck of consciousness, and it's like a light, an ovum of light. And that light is so strong that it is at the point of creation, that ovum of light is split into two, and they're like twins, and it is that ovum of light then chooses to take a human form or other forms. So a twin flame is this other part of you, of your own soul. There's another part of you that exists. Very, very rarely the twin flame is born at the same time. And when twin flames, it's called twin flames because it is this ovum of light which has got such a huge, massive firepower. Like it can set anything alight. They can literally take anything and make it come alive. And you feel that when you meet your twin flame, it is like, who is this person? They may be completely unlikely person that you may never even speak to normally. And yet when that person is your twin flame, you just can't help it but get completely attracted to this person because they are you. Now, what happens in a twin flame, that attraction, and when twin flames meet, it is not about a romantic, sexual, sensual relationship. It's really about the completion of your soul coming together to birth what is required on the planet at that particular point in time. So often when twin flames meet, that attraction is mistaken for a romantic, intimate attraction, and intimacy develops. Because the twin flame is you, they complete your sentence. There is you see all the magical things about you see in them. But you also see all the stuff that you find disgusting about yourself. You see it in the twin flame. So it becomes a very tumultuous relationship. And often in human forms, it doesn't last. Very few survive it. So it's quite special actually to meet your twin flame. Like I have done in my B book, I do talk about it. And it was only for me to get what my soul's calling was. That was the only reason for me to meet my twin flame. There was no other reason. So, it was a very powerful completion that I did with the twin flame, and it, moved forward with it. Only because I was at a point where I did have a spiritual mentor who guided me about this. So nothing other than really coming together to bring forth what my soul's mission is all that I did. there. But I experienced all of this stuff, all of this crazy level of attraction, and all of that was there. But that was not the reason why we were meeting. So
Is it necessary for me to know my soulmate if you guide me?
I mean,
Your
you know,
guidance.
there are like so many soulmates that we have. I mean, you know, clearly your husband was your soulmate, in a romantic, intimate, husband, father of your kids, friend, that level. Your twin flame is also not born at this time on the planet. But there is, you know, you feel very supported, right? Internally, you feel very supported. So for Meena ji, her twin flame is one of her guardian angels. For you, your twin flame is just there around you. It's like you feel you have an invisible friend who's always there, and that is your twin flame energy that is there. So yeah, that's all I would say to this.
And about the truth,
The
what
truth,
Meenaji.
yes. I mean, this is quite common, you know, it happens a lot where we adjust ourselves. There's something that, you know, we get into life and there are things we want, but for whatever reason, we can't quite get it. And once or twice we attempt to share it and it gets ignored, and then we stop.
Mm.
And then we start, you know, following the drill or conforming. And it's as if that is where we start suppressing our truth, you know. So when you do that, the organ that becomes weakened is the lungs.
Yeah.
If your lack of expression of your truth causes you anger, then your liver is affected. If that anger turns into deep-seated resentment,
Mm.
which is fueled by anger, your kidneys are also affected, but it first affects your lungs,
Mm.
you know. And often lungs are the last one to get cured, because we can deal with resentment. We can actually, you know, meditate and do our various processes and get rid of that. Anger, we can change over time. That also we start releasing. But then we forget that we still haven't expressed our truth,
Mm.
you know, so the lungs remain stuck, you know, and then when you do start, then initially it causes that kind of cough. You know, people used to say to me, oh, we know you're coming because we recognize your cough. I mean, I don't have any cough anymore, but it was there for many years.
Mm.
You know, just like, when is this going to go? Well, that's because of this situation that I had also engaged in, you know. And then after a while, it's gone. I don't have that, you know, anymore. But
I
I
have
do.
a breathing problem. I have a lot of breathlessness. I feel breathing problem. So I
I
don't
will do
know.
I will do a particular recording of a yoga session, which is just the breathing. I do so many different kinds of breaths, you know, which are so important for people, and you know, you don't necessarily even learn them. We know about Kapalbhati, we know about
Yes.
Anulom Vilom, but I do so many variations of Anulom Vilom also. Kapalbhati, there's no variation, but I do so many other types of breaths as well. Like this holding the breath is very important. I go all the way to 75 seconds where I can hold it. You know, and then when I did the ice bath, I had to get to 3 minutes of holding the breath before he would let me get into the ice bath. You know, so that was, I feel good about that. I'm sure it's made a big
That's true.
difference to my lungs.
And regarding the relationship between the two brothers,
Yes.
that still till today, that family settlement has not come because each one has their own ideas. Now everything was okay, I felt. And then suddenly the older one said, okay, no, I have to sit properly with the solicitor. I have to want him to write down everything. Then we'll show it to Sanjeev and then we'll decide. Till then, that property thing also cannot come. So I want.
It's time for you to literally release it to them, and you know, just all that is yours to do, which is me tuning in and saying this to you, but you will also get the same answer, I'm sure, is to just say, fine, you do whatever process you want, just give me a time by when you will get this done. I want to know, you know, when will you get it done? I'm not pushing you, you decide when that is, but then get it done by then. And that is what I want to have the two of you agree. Both of you agree that by this date, we will get it done.
Okay.
And that's fine. You do whatever you need to do. At this date, get it. If I know that, I'm fine.
What can be the reason between when the childhood was so beautiful till they got married? Everything was fine. Everything is there.
Too many unsaid communications, Ashaji, between them. I mean, I would be very happy to facilitate a dialogue between them if they are open to it. But it's really up to them. They have to choose that they are
But you
open.
can explain the younger one whom you know very well.
I can talk to him.
Yeah, because whenever the older one says, the younger one says, no, this is not right. I think I'll record it and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
The details. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But this is yours to do, to ask them to give you a time. Both of them together on a call with you. Agree by this time it will be done. That is all you want. Yeah.
Thank you, Minji.
Okay.
Are you in Dubai or Bombay?
I'm in Dubai right now. I'm actually coming to Mumbai on the 20th for 2 days.
How long? Oh,
2-3 days, but I'm staying in BKC.
but I'm not in Bombay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to Dharampur for one week retreat.
No worries.
I'll be back on 26th
Okay.
of March.
No worries.
You won't be there, no, up to 26th March?
Not in Mumbai, but I'll be in India.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay, Ashaji. We'll connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the questions from that we already have.
Yes.
So someone asked that I'd love to see Miss Maryel's mind map examples. Mind maps to outline a book fascinates me and I would like to learn.
Okay. I did a webinar a few days ago, and it was in that webinar that somebody asked this question about they want to write a book. And the question was, so I basically shared that the approach I use is that of a mind map. Antariksh, I will take photographs of one or two of my mind maps, and then maybe the B-book would be the good one to show how that translates into the actual book itself.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
I will do that. Yeah.
Visual representation is always better.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so Justin has raised his hand.
Yeah.
I'll just put him in the spotlight.
Okay.
Great, thank you. So I'm back in Boulder now, and I'm so amazed at how high vibe it is and how grounding it is. Like I just, anytime, even if I'm in public, I just listen and I hear the silence ringing. It's, I forgot how special it is. It's also snowing outside, so little shock to the system, but loving it all. I'm going into the third week of a cold. A ton of people in Costa Rica got it, and it seems like I should have been over it, but it kind of resurged when I got back here in Boulder. And so I'm curious what's happening there. It started with like losing your voice and then a sore throat and then a chest thing. And now the chest is persisting and like nose, a little bit of runny nose things are happening. Just curious what's happening in the field that I can clear out or be aware of.
I'm just seeing some interference in your field, actually. You do have the propensity to, attract some interferers, energetic interferers, which you haven't done for a while. So you've come in and taken on some interference.
Like entity things.
Yeah.
I had some things in my dreams off and on the last week. I noticed that. Yeah.
This one is not going to go that easily. We probably need to just have a dialogue together because there is some past life stuff from the Crusaders' time with one of these entities. It's like, caught you. It's been wanting to enter your field for a few lifetimes, and it's finally entered your field.
Of course it has. Okay, got it.
So we ought to have a dialogue with this one so it can go. It doesn't like the planet Earth at all, doesn't like it. But you're the one that it was after, so it's got in there.
Okay.
So just I'll private message you. We'll get online, perhaps tomorrow or something.
Great. I look forward to that. Anything, any guidance you can give me around tuning into nature spirits? I've been meditating and such, and I'm just curious, is being in the town of North Boulder sufficient? Do I need to go bury myself in the snow in the mountains?
You don't actually. I mean, Boulder is so full of trees. Anywhere you walk to, there'll be trees. So it's almost like whenever you see a tree, you just pause for a few seconds and say, envelope me in your okayness. That's it. Okay, just envelope me in your okayness, and you feel that enveloping. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an important thing to do. And well, maybe after the Pearl of Wisdom, if you're actually going to be there on it, we should do this entity release. It's very early in the morning for me, so I can't tell you before. But after the Pearl of Wisdom, I can certainly
Great.
have time with you.
That sounds great. Thank you for the gracious offer. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll join on
this thing because it is not, it doesn't like being here. So it can get grumpy, and then you'll find yourself getting grumpy, and you don't need it. It's not yours.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Looking forward to that.
Asha ji has a question.
Yeah. Minuji, I wanted to know, when I was going to Beyond Meditation, previous ones, about the planets. You're traveling through different planets. So that means in some life I have been to those planets. Is it something like that?
Yeah, you've been to not only those planets, you've been to many other galaxies.
Yeah, correct, right.
Yes. And not only that, Ashaji, we coexist at the same time in other, what they call as multiverses. We do, right? So by traveling through like that, it's like you're actually bringing, so one of the things that I sometimes do with people, particularly if they are ill and they're feeling really weak, I know that the human form and whatever vital life force they have in the human form is depleted, but they still exist in the presence form in other galaxies. So I actually guide them through a meditation where I get them to bring back all the energies they have ever given out. I haven't done that kind of a meditation here, but it's often something I do with where I want this very deep-seated healing. And that literally brings back all the amazing, pure, vital life force of our presence into our bodies. And that's why when I did the traveling through these different planets that we were doing, we were actually reconnecting with our own life force. It was quite powerful, those sessions. For people who did them, they were very powerful for them because that is what was happening.
And what I felt while doing it, that I'm closing my account with everybody. Wherever I have been, I have taken a lot of things from others. I must have given also, but I have to go, because why I'm going to that planet, because there is superpower which wants me to complete my accounts before I have nirvana, before I go to monk. That is what is coming to me.
Yeah.
As I in this world, as a human form, as a Pasha, I want to close my account with everybody.
Yeah.
Without keeping any grudges or anything. I want to totally
people will have different experiences, and this is great. You're having one of completion. My invitation to you would be, don't call it closure, call it completion.
completion. Okay.
Okay, so you're completing your accounts. Because many of these will be comrades, even when you are not in this human form, they are
Yeah,
comrades.
of course, as a tree, as a plant, as a you,
Yeah,
anything,
that's
anything.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful it is, completion. And that is what feeling I'm getting. Why we have met, there is a reason behind it, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So many people I'm meeting, all of the world people, after meeting you, they're all on Zoom, but
Yeah,
thanks to Corona,
I know. It's the crown phenomenon. That's
amazing,
what I
yeah,
call
yeah. And so many people have come to know. And some part, in some life, I must have met them.
it.
And it's in completion of my all accounts. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, Neelamji has a question.
Yes.
Do I have any twin flame in this life?
Neelam, are you on? If you can get on, there you are. Okay, I want to answer your question. And my answer is yes, your twin flame is alive in this human form. And I would say you've also met this twin flame. Okay. But it didn't register like that. There was something there, and it felt like, oh, it's inappropriate to feel this way about someone. But yeah, your twin flame is here on this planet. So just give yourself permission to meet the twin flame, and just know it is not about about an intimate relationship. It really is about a very powerful coming together of the fullness of your soul presence to co-create something that is going to make this world a better place. Unmute. Unmute.
Is my son?
No,
Maybe.
he's not your twin flame. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's someone, he's like a container holder. He creates a container of safety for you. So you feel that, and he's done it in many other lifetimes with you. You've been the one that he has been the protector and provider and supporter of, because he feels naturally very supported by you. It's like he always, even in previous lives, nobody really got him, but you always did. And even in this lifetime, it's the same. He feels that you get him in a way, and you see him. He feels seen by you. Even if you don't express it, he feels seen by you. He feels received by you. He feels accepted by you unconditionally. And therefore he provides that unconditional container in which you can really thrive and flourish.
One thing I just so to say, I sometimes I feel I'm not an ordinary person, but it's not coming out from me.
Yeah, it's okay. You will recognize it. When you have your twin flame that is born at the same time, you are not an ordinary person, because when your twin flame is born, you connect with each other. It's like there is some crazy connection that you have. I want to share a story from my life, right? So my twin flame and me, my twin flame, it's born in Sweden. It's about 8 years younger than me. And as a child, I used to write a lot. And apparently I started, there were issues with my writing to begin with. And suddenly at the age of 8, I started writing, and I would write this poetry. And I would write. And I wrote for about 2 years, poetries and stories. And there was a magazine called Children's World, and they would often publish my stuff. And like my aunt and mom and all were saying that people, whenever we would travel to see our relatives, they would all gather together that Mynoo is coming, we want to listen to her stories. And then I stopped writing at the age of 10. I did not, and I formed a belief that I could not write until I went on my spiritual awakenings. This is when I turned 49, and I started writing, and I did not remember at all that I ever wrote. I had no recollection of that. It's only when I started writing all this stuff, and I was in Bali. I went there for 3 weeks and then decided to stay for 9 years. After I came back to London 3 weeks later, I was talking to my mom and I was telling her, I want to read you something I've written. My mom was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy you've come back to writing, because you have to write a lot. The world is waiting for your writings." Like, what do you mean? She said, "I was always very sad when you stopped writing. You never gave any explanation, but you just stopped." And I said, "Well, when did I write?" And then she reminded me, and then I remembered, "Oh yeah, I used to write." Now, fast forward, when I met my twin flame, I realized this twin flame is born when I'm 8 years old. So it's born in October, I'm in September, right? So clearly something in me picked up that a completion of my soul has arrived. And I started writing in celebration, right? And something pretty horrid happened to him when he was 2 years old, and his entire personality changed. Of course, I didn't know him at all in Sweden. I found out many years later, because I was curious. So when I met his mother, I asked her, "Is there something that happened to him when he was 2? Because I know that I wrote for 2 years and I stopped." And his mother just shared, something. They had a burglary, and it was the burglar was very, very traumatic. I mean, it was a traumatic experience for him at 2, when that burglary took place. And after that, his personality changed, and and I stopped writing. My point of saying this is there is something special. Everybody used to say, "There's something special about you. There's something special about you." But I didn't know what it was. I wasn't even that fussed about it either. But now, when I know that my twin flame is born in this lifetime, and we did meet and we did come together and we co-created the bringing down what my soul mission is, expecting and accepting miracles as the norm for humans and humanity. That job was done, and then it was okay. He could go live his life, and I can go take this mission forward. There is something special, because there is a completeness with which you walk on this planet. Within you, there is a feeling of completeness, even though consciously you may not feel it. So don't worry about it. It will at some point open up. Okay. And yes, you are special, given that your twin flame is born at the same time. So, yeah, it is very special. I would say, writing will help you, Neelam. Just allowing whatever comes through. Automatic writing is going to be a very powerful expression for you. Just take 10 minutes. I'm just going to be in a tuning in to see whatever shows up. Or if you see something like a sign, it could be a rainbow, it could be a cloud or whatever, you feel something special about it. Wow, what's the message coming through to me here? And see what comes through. It could be 1 word, 2 words, nothing. But then at some point, it's like, the lid will lift. Okay. Unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kavita has a question.
Yes, Kavita.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Actually, first of all, I wanted to thank you, ma'am. 3 months back, I met with an accident and I contacted you, and it's been miraculous. I don't know. There's been no pain. There was a surgery and everything, but there was no pain. And it took me time to open up like this, but I sent you a message. But I feel like I owe it to you only. I don't know why there's no pain and the healing has been there. So I just wanted the little guidance from you regarding this leg surgery that happened. Can you just help me out? Like, what is your guidance?
So there are two things that are coming to me. One is that um, own your femininity fully. You know, there is tremendous power that it's as if you're not fully owning it. Okay, really own your femininity. So what's the feminine, what's the power that you have not been acknowledging? Just work with that. It's extremely important that you do. You know, you are so, and I would also say, look at the women in your family, in your lineage. Look at what is powerful about them. There may be many things that are not. It doesn't matter. Find what is powerful about them. Find what is magnificent about them. Just allow yourself to receive all of that. You know, look at what is where you have showed up in your power. How do you describe that? What does it look like? You know, so that is what is important. The strength of the leg is going to return when you own your feminine power. Okay. I'll also share an article that is published by a group called Powerhouse Global Women. And they featured women from different parts of the world. And these are real women doing some amazing work that they exist right now. And I'm one of the women that's featured in it. My point of sharing that with you is it is full of amazing insights that are all contributing to us owning and recognizing the power of being a woman. The feminine and the masculine exists in both of us, men and women, to the same extent. We just have slightly different body parts because our function is slightly different. However, when your expression is one of a female, and you ignore that aspect, you already have the masculine to the same extent, but we land up having more of the masculine show up, and that can cause certainly left leg issues. And it prevents us from moving forward, and therefore we have right ankle issues that start to develop. Okay.
It was my dream to travel, and I had started traveling also. I don't know why this happened all of a sudden, and like I'll again start traveling. The doctor is very positive, but somehow I felt I don't know why this happened, because I was about to start my treks and everything. So
Yeah.
that's why I needed that.
Yeah, I mean, I had this sprain in my left ankle, and it was like really boring thing to happen. But even now, I'm like, okay, I have traveled to Dubai, and I am going to the park with my grandkids, but I'm not able to walk as much. I wanted to go to the desert, but it's much harder to walk for normal people in the desert, let alone me with my little sprained ankle. But I'm doing some work for the planet in the context of feminine and masculine harmonization. So I've taken it on for the feminine at the moment. Okay, this too shall pass. So do this work. It'll make a
Yeah,
huge difference.
I'll try to observe in myself like what is there.
Yes.
And one more doubt,
Yeah.
pardon me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Acknowledge it.
one more doubt I had is like when it came to twin flame topic, I'm like reminded like in my life, throughout my life, there are many people who have come and left somehow. Like there is no specific reason as such. Like nothing went bad as such. I don't know why, but people have come and left, and many times it's happened. And I've been searching for something. I don't know what I'm searching for. And recently also, a person left, and I felt like they could be my twin flame. I don't know, but I felt so. I just don't know about it. Could you just guide me for that?
It's not necessary. It is a very special thing when the twin flame is born at the same time. But what is really fun and loving and celebratory is soulmates. Twin flame is you have a job to do, and a big, humongous job to do. And that's where all the energy and the firepower in the twin flame relationship comes in. However, so these are soulmates that came in. They came in to play a particular game, and then they're gone because you are yet to define what your game is. Okay, so you've entered a new phase in your life, and it's time for you to define what is my game, what's the game I'm playing now. And when you get clear about that, that's when you will actually magnetize the one. You're meant to. It's a very beautiful relationship, one of amazing companionship, great empathy, fabulous intimacy, great adventure, you know, fabulous romance, lots of co-creation. So
It's
just
about to come in the future. I have to work on myself right now.
what is the game that you're playing? This next phase of your life, what is that going to be about?
Okay.
Look
So
at
right
that.
now there has been no twin flame as such, because I used to feel there is some person where
Your twin flame isn't born in this human form. You have soulmates.
okay.
So your twin flame is there with you. So you always feel that there is a playmate with you, even though you don't see them, but there is someone there with you. You feel
Yeah,
it.
I do feel.
And that's your twin flame energy that is there with you. Your soulmates are here. There is a beautiful, intimate, romantic soulmate literally in the wings. The moment you get clear, it will, it will start showing up, because you will blossom and you'll be seen for who you are.
And for that, I need to work on myself more.
Yes.
Because I feel very unfulfilled and like I'm searching for something very incomplete within myself. I don't know why. So maybe I need to work on myself. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for your acknowledgement as well. It's important that, for me, it's important that you received it and, experiencing the benefit.
I owe it to you completely. I don't know why. There's not been a day when I've not thought of you. It's just to open up. I couldn't come on the video and all. And now finally I thought I'll do that, because that was leaving me very incomplete. I had to say thank you to you for that. Message was not enough. Thank you. I need your support all the time, ma'am.
I'm here. Thank you. Okay. Leilani?
Yeah, Leilani has raised her hand.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, Mynoo.
Hello.
So I do have a few questions. The first one is, who's my twin flame and soulmate? Please.
So Leilani, so your twin flame was born in a human form, but he's chosen to depart, so he's not here anymore. But he was here, and he's only departed like maybe 7 to 9 months ago. But twin flame is a twin flame, so you still will feel the vibe of it, of that energy. May be useful for you to do a ritual as a beautiful completion and an honoring of his presence in this lifetime. I also see that you did actually encounter this twin flame. And something you probably felt like a sense of deep sadness and hollowness, perhaps in the last 7 to 9 months, which you haven't yet been able to shake off. So perform the ritual, whatever that ritual means. Okay. What I would also invite you to do is to create like an altar, a twin flame altar, and that could just simply be a bowl with water in it, some pebbles, some flowers that you just put into it, and some floating candles. Okay, so that's like it has all of the elements: air, water, and earth. Air is the flowers, the earth are the pebbles, water is the water, and fire are the candles. Okay. And just do it as long as you feel, that you want to. And at some point it'll be like, okay, this is complete. You can just pour it into the soil. You can just create it afresh.
Okay, thank you. Do I keep the candle lit?
Well, it's okay if it goes off at night when you sleep, it's fine. You don't need to stress about it at all. Don't worry about it. You know, if it's lit, great. If it isn't, it's fine. It is
Okay.
more the intention
Okay.
behind this. Okay.
All right.
So
So
that'll be helpful to you.
thank you. Soulmate?
You have many soulmates. So remember, soulmates are masculine men, women. You know, like the fact that we are playing together here, we are soulmates. You know, so there are many soulmates. There's lots of soulmates. As a soul being, we have so many mates. We are never, never alone.
I guess I mean like a loving partner.
You mean like an intimate soulmate? Yeah,
Yeah.
there are actually. I'm getting a there are. So there are at least two, possibly three that are in the wings, and you will come across them. You will.
Great. All right. So my friend, thank you. My friend sent me an email about this device called iTerra Care. iTerra Care. It's a terahertz. It's like a wand, I guess, and it's supposed to help with a lot of difficulty in the body, like pain or any type of issues that we deal with. It's supposed to help with in a cellular level. I was wondering if you can please tap into it and tell me what your guidance is telling you about this. If
Uh,
it's something that would, because
it's
I'm looking for
not
something
something that
for root
it's
cause.
not something that is going to serve you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
I mean, it does serve certain people, but because
Mhm,
it is meant to tune into the rhythm of the body of the person.
mhm,
So they cannot, they really should not be making a blanket claim on it. Um,
mhm.
you know, but to some people it is extremely helpful, and to others, it is like, okay.
Okay, yes, I definitely wanted to find out about this. So I am really looking for um uh I do have like herniated disc and it's really bad and I'm looking for to heal the root cause of the herniated disc. And I was wondering if you
I mean,
can
the system that will help you is Healy.
healing.
Healy, it's called Healy.
Oh, healing.
Healy. You know Catherine Peters that does the Pearl of Wisdom?
Oh yeah, yeah.
She is the one who I got to know about Healy from. So
Mm,
you can perhaps message her and see what she has to say.
okay. And her name is Catherine. What's the last name again?
Catherine Hollis Peters.
Oh, Hollis Peters.
Yeah,
Um, okay. So Healy is Healy?
I think so. It's a German machine.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that would heal the
That
cause
I'm
of the
Yeah, that I'm feeling will pick up what the cause is, both emotional as well as mental, and the physiological condition I believe will improve.
Mm. Someone says that my bones are not being hydrated, and that's the root cause of the herniated disc.
There are various things. I mean, you know, I don't want to talk about that right now. I mean, I know you'll benefit from living water. I know you send me a message about the medicine-free place, whether that is for
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
The synchronization of the circadian set points will be of massive benefit to you. Uh,
Mm.
you just need to give it another couple of weeks before I'm able to come back to you and say whether that is the
Okay.
way you should come to or not.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Bear with me.
So you're saying the circadians, right? The whole okay.
Circadian, 7 circadian set points.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes. And I also want to give you my true gratitude for the cleanse because it has helped me. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing,
Mhm.
right? It's like,
Yeah, it really is. I did the parasite, and the bacteria cleanse, and then I didn't even know I had those things in me, right? So, and then I started feeling them. I said, "Oh, okay." And then the next day, I did the colon, gone. So, yeah, yeah. It was like, okay, thank you so much, Mynoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the paint one too was great. Yeah, and you are a miracle, truly. So magical. We just so
You know,
grateful for
I'm only able to have this effect because you are the one that possesses the palace of extraordinary miracles, your body.
you. Well, you're the vessel that allow us to receive. So, we're just so grateful to you.
Thank
So
you.
much you're doing for us. Thank you, Mynoo.
You're
That's
welcome.
your family. That's you. Let me see if I had anything else. Oh, I was reading something about pain, pain relief. It's called conolidine, and it's Cono CB2. What's your guidance on this one? Just to relieve pain.
You know, pain has, I need to talk about pain at some point. I'll do a nugget of wisdom on that. There's like there's certain dynamics of pain, you know. So popping a pill only works, only deals with chemical, um, and it in fact introduces an imbalance, which is why you don't notice the pain. The pain doesn't go away. We're talking about a physical imbalance, an electrical imbalance, a chemical imbalance with these multitude of set points. And there are certain dynamics of why certain areas pain and some why certain areas don't. And why pain occurs in certain circumstances to some people and the same circumstances it doesn't occur for others. Like we heard from one of the ladies here, that there's no reason why she shouldn't be having pain and she did not experience it. I remember my sister was going through a tooth surgery and she's got 3 stents in her heart. So it was like she had to book a hospital bed, she had to book a cardiologist, an anesthetist, and all of that before the dentist would even touch it, you know? So she did all of that. She goes to the dentist, and the dentist is like doing her work. Saying, "Oh, it must be so painful. It must be so painful." It wasn't. She had no pain whatsoever. But I'd already gone in and repaired the whole thing. So the dentist actually didn't need to take out all those teeth that she thought she needed to, but whatever she
Yeah.
did, she began with this very painful procedure, but actually then didn't need to continue with it because there wasn't the pain that she thought an infection would have. So it's like, what can you say about anything
Yeah.
that, it's like I don't make any blanket claims about anything anymore.
Right.
Yeah. There is a particular matrix rhythm that is important, but that's not enough because that only deals with physical cells. You also have to deal with emotional pain that lodges itself in your colon and blocks it. If you only deal with the physical, and we don't even deal with the physical, when we pop in a pill, we are dealing with the chemical.
Right.
So the physical is not even touched upon, right? But without the physical being touched upon, you will just be called to have more pills.
Right.
But only focusing on the physical does not deal with the emotional. That emotional needs to be digested by the colon as well, and that's a slightly different way in which you work with that. So I have a different philosophy on pain. To me, it is pain release. It is all about releasing, as opposed to relief. Sometimes you are so gripped by it that you do go for relief. And even I have done that. I've taken a pill sometimes where I'm very clear, it's a conscious choice. I'm just seeking relief right now. I go take a pill. But really, what I focus on is the release of it.
I
I've
understand.
all these hooks, that I'll talk about as a nugget of wisdom one of these days.
Okay. Okay.
12 hooks that
Yes.
unhooked to release
Yes.
pain.
Yeah, I totally get it because I don't take them either. I don't take those pills. I was asking for my brother because, he's in a lot of pain. He's going to do surgery and he's in a lot of pain in his knees. So, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Listen, it's not, you have to always ask the question, is this mine to do? It is your brother's to exercise his own choice.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
really just ask that question. If you get that intuitive hit that it is mine to actually guide him, please go ahead and guide him. If you
All
get
right.
that it is mine to just hold the space, that whatever medication he takes just gives him the benefit and does not damage him, I will hold the space for that. That is mine to do.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a great anti-vaxxer, and you know, with kids, before you go to any school, they want all these vaccine certificates.
Yeah. That's
Right?
right.
Now, so the only thing I have with my kids is before you're taking the kids for any vaccination, you just let me know at least 5 days prior, so
Mhm.
I can protect their bodies,
Yeah.
so that they
Exactly.
can go have the vaccine and get their certificate, but the body does not get damaged. They only get
That's
the
right.
benefit, and the rest comes out.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so
Minuji, what is nugget of wisdom? Is it with the 108
No,
pearls?
there's 108 pearls, and there is also a playlist called Nuggets of Wisdom. So you
Yeah,
can,
playlist I can also. But
yes, yes.
do you take nuggets of wisdom? And
Occasionally, instead of a pearl, I would do a nugget of wisdom.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah. Where will I get the time to read, to listen to everything? I really want to listen.
You will, you will. You have all the time in the world. Don't worry.
the spotlight.
Good.
Yes, Antriksh. So who's coming in next?
Shala auntie is next.
Shala. Okay.
Hi, Minodi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good.
Looking really nice and half of the size. Yes. Acha, I also want to. Yeah,
Inches have gone down.
yeah. How's the pain? Is it gone? Released?
Much, not entirely released, but much better.
Okay, great. Good to hear that. Acha, I have same question. Like I want to know about my twin flame and soul sisters. Plus, I had one more, serious kind of question. Like, about my active lifestyle and active work schedule. But I want to know why it discontinue, like, and I have to be lethargic and laid back kind of. Like, my last eventful 10 days, so uske baad ekdam se I have to, typical slowdown kind of thing. So I need to have that consistency, because I don't want to sit idle and I wait for more events to come, or more work to come. So I want back to back, eventful and hectic days.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So your twin flame is not born
Oh,
right now, so doesn't exist in this human form.
oh my God. And if not in human form, then dogs.
Energetically, you feel them. You feel
Okay.
energy.
Okay.
Yeah, dogs are your soulmates, as are other people. And like I've always said, that there is a romantic partner, intimate partner that is literally waiting in the wings, but you're not showing up because you're like, I do not want that again. So the
So,
moment you release and
yeah.
say, okay, I accept, you will find, you will be seen by this person. Okay, so that's something that I've said to you before. I'm saying it again.
Okay.
Um, it's the issue that you have is you have intertwined your identity with your work.
Okay.
Your I am a chef. I am a dog boarder, the best dog mama home
Yeah.
away from home one can have. It's like your I am, instead of being your energetic presence, has become your work.
Yes.
as your entity. So therefore, when you are out there, I mean, you're like superhuman when you're working. It's like a superwoman, like, I don't know, Wonder Woman, Superwoman, all sorts of superhero energies all combined
Yeah,
together.
and I want to continue that way only because I don't understand waiting for work, sitting idle,
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
my
and that
body has made up like that only, overwork, overburdened, over hecticness. So I want that consistency. So I don't know where I'm lacking and what to do
you're
to
not
break
lacking
that.
you're not lacking anywhere at all. It's just that you don't give yourself the space to regroup. So you go from one project, before that project finishes, you start another, before it finishes, you start another. But really what will serve you is when one project finishes to complete it powerfully, acknowledging all the amazing things that occurred, as well as acknowledging those mistakes that occurred, so
Okay.
that you can put in place what's missing and essential before you start the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Happens is because you don't do this, you actually don't even see or realize or harness the opportunities that become available to you because of the projects that you do.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
land up literally going one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, whereas actually you have this whole expanse that you can conquer
Mm-hmm.
and be really be in that self-actualization
Okay.
experience that you are so craving, but you keep going from sprint after sprint after sprint after sprint. You
Okay.
don't have to run a marathon anymore because you're such a accomplished sprinter, but after a sprint, rest a bit.
Okay.
Now, there's a system called human design,
Yeah.
right? In the human design, there are four types of human design. There is a manifestor human design, there's a projector human design, there's a generator human design, and there's a reflector human design.
Okay.
So you are a projector
Okay.
human design. So projectors are extremely intricate and intelligent in their grasp of nuances and details of whatever it is that their craft is, just like you are. You have a grasp of what is it that gets a dog to be sad or gets a dog to really feel completely comfortable. You have a grasp of what combinations of spices bring out the flavors of something as bland as rice or as bland as potatoes or as
Okay.
bland as paneer, you know
Okay.
of what kind of cuts bring out a whole different flavor altogether of the meats. You have that grasp of nuance, right, which most people will not have. Now, with projectors, the thing is that they burn out.
Okay.
And the way you deal with burnout is you just go like a bull force, go into another project.
Mm-hmm.
But you can completely avoid burnout by just saying, okay, 2 days, I'm really just going to regroup and get the learning so that each sprint is a new vantage. From that foundation, you're now going to move forward. And then from that foundation, you're going to move forward still. But right now, you just keep going this way, but
Mm.
sprinting,
Okay.
even though opportunities open up, but you don't even recognize them.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what it is. You don't need to save the day anymore for anyone. It's
Okay.
time for you to really actualize and show up for the genius that you have, that you possess, which is very unique, and
Mm-hmm.
be seen and recognized and acknowledged for that, which people are waiting. They see it, but you don't even have the time to receive that acknowledgement. You moved on,
Absolutely. Yes.
you know?
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
are bang on right. Absolutely right. Acha, when will my twin flame born?
Not in this lifetime. Don't worry about it. You don't need your
Oh my,
twin.
oh my God.
Soulmate is there. You have a nice soulmate that is waiting that you haven't met yet.
Okay. So what is the disadvantage of not having twin flame
I mean, you
in
just
my
live
case?
your life. You live your life in the way you want to. A twin flame means something to be delivered for the planet, for the good of the planet.
Okay.
You're like, I have dedicated my life to my soul mission. That's
Okay.
what I mean. It's like my son says, I don't, why do you have to do what you have to do? Look at how you enjoy being with your grandkids. Look how your grandkids are benefiting. Yes, and I have a mission for the world,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
So that is what occurs when a twin flame is born at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So I will not have my twin flame in my this lifetime,
No,
and
no,
I
and
don't need.
that's great, but you have a beautiful soulmate that's waiting for you.
Okay. And when will it happen? I'm quite open up now.
No, you're not. You are not. You're
I'm
like
washing off those, blockage. I'm
you're
trying
not.
to.
You're not. You're trying to, yes, and you're
Yes.
just allowing yourself to get so immersed in projects that you're completely exhausted.
I actually, true. It is so true. But right now my priority is work only, no?
That's
So
fine.
I have
Fine.
to put my energy to my work
Do it
more.
in the way I'm asking you to, which is just really pause, regroup, understand what got achieved, what insights you got, what learnings you got, and then move to the next one. What opportunities opened up? What can you do to harness those opportunities? Whether you want to or you don't, you make your decision and then move to the next one.
And one more question. My soulmate is from my this food industry or some alienish?
It's from the canine world.
Oh,
He's,
that's
he's
lovely.
also interested in canines.
Oh, that's great. That's the major criteria I look into my soulmate.
Okay.
Whether he's foodie or not, but he has to be in love with dogs. So let's hope for the best. So
Okay.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mynoo. And I'm missing you badly. So come back soon.
Not missing me goodly, I'll come.
No, I'm missing you and I'm sending all intuition ki aap jaldi jaldi aao वापस. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a ton. Okay.
Clytie.
Clytie has raised her hand.
Okay. Great, Clytie. So happy to see you, Clytie.
Sorry, just trying to figure out. Am I unmuted? Yes. Okay. Hi.
Hi. Clytie, your twin flame is alive. You have met your twin flame and you're with your twin flame and you're actually meant to be in a romantic, intimate, collaborative co-creation relationship.
Okay. Well, that summarized.
But I was like, Clytie's here. I have to tell her this. It's for you that all this twin flame conversation is happening.
I was like, oh, it's the theme of the day.
Yes.
Oh, that's
And yes,
hilarious.
you are to collaboratively co-create something that is for the planet, for the upliftment of the planet, which you do. Your
Yes.
partner plays a very important role in it. Your voice is what opens up the voice for people. And very particularly, I know you haven't even asked your question and I'm going on about this, but you have a very specific role in the true education of children.
Yes.
Children grow up with their voice. They don't have to find the voice. They already know they have a voice. It's just that it gets shut up.
Yes.
That they completely actualize with their voice throughout. So there's a very important role you play in the education system.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, because that's always been a big part of the Dharma, the children. Okay. Okay.
Ask your question.
I think you kind of answered it just about. So, so I've obviously been honing my guidance as to the mission and the the expression of that in this lifetime. I mean, it's more just about the shape and the form, because I've always I mean, I've been very connected to the essence for a while. And I actually got guidance, like it's literally a few days ago or last week, you know, just like boom, you know, this is it. You know, this is like the essence of what I'm here to do. So I think there's also some how to say unclarity. I don't know if it's a timing thing or unclarity or confusion or what in the twin flame energy, because I am still feeling very dharmically guided to have this very, you know, higher than high, perfect completion with Sophia's papa, and for him to have the highest ascension in this lifetime. It's just sort of all a weave, you know. So I feel like that's throwing the timing, but maybe I just have to trust the timing because this twin flame energy is not aligning perfectly. But I also feel like, well, okay, I'm getting this guidance as to what I'm, you know, as to what I'm here to do, and I just need to sort of stay true to that.
Yeah, I want you to work with 2 questions, Clytie, over the next 3 weeks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 questions are, is this mine to do? In the
Yes.
context, yes, Papa, you're doing far more than is yours to do.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Okay.
break it down. Yes, you
Okay.
got to stand for the highest and the most, you know, fulfilling completion,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that being the intention, it's all muddled up with too many things, mental, emotional, physical, all of it,
Yes.
and spiritual.
Mm.
So it's almost like, you know, just really break down all of the things that you somehow say, oh no, yeah, well, this is all in interest of this fulfilling highest completion with Sophia. No, just break it down. Ask for each of the tasks, just ask, is this mine to do? Is this
Okay.
okay? Now, the second question I want you to work with is ask the question before you take action. If I didn't have to, if I didn't need to, would I choose to do this?
I didn't have to. Would I choose to do this? Okay. Okay.
And only do what you would choose to do.
With
Okay?
everything.
With
Yes.
with everything. Because you are so protected by Govinda vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You're so protected by that. And, you know, I mean, like we created Mother Gaia in dignity, in a state of dignity. She is like really like, as if she's rising, calling on to us now. So there is something about this dignity, earthing of dignity that was initiated, you know, whatever, nearly 4 years ago. That as if that blossoming is starting to take place. So that all that energy is also very much there supporting you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being, you know, owning your dignity, you know, in terms of honoring your own worthiness, you only do what you would choose to do. Okay.
Okay. I will hone both of those questions. I've been using the first one quite a bit because it comes up with our, you know, Ascended Master conversations. Okay. So.
Well, I'm very excited to meet you and your twin flame together.
Well, okay. So yes, well, I think that's part of that second question too.
Yeah.
Seems like, because things are not completely aligning. But
Well, you know, that happens in a twin flame because in a twin flame presence, you see the magic of you and you see the not so magical aspects of you also. You know?
Oh, yes. I mean, I feel like I'm just being a mirror for the aspects that need to evolve. So part of me feels like that evolution has to happen before we can even, you know.
You collaboratively co-create that evolution.
Right.
But once you recognize you are twin flames and you understand, I'm happy to do a session with the two of you. just so you understand what it takes, what that journey is. I don't know if you ever met Mary Starkey. Did you ever meet Mary Starkey from Denver? No. Anyway, she's someone who
No, I remember her.
right. I did some deep work with her. Oh, she used to be on our Ascended Master calls at one point.
Hmm.
And she'd met her twin flame Xavier, and she was in this space where it was not aligning, and yet so much of it was perfect, and so much of it was like, this is crazy. What am I doing with this French guy? That's like so different to me. And I just supported them, and they have a beautiful relationship. You know, they went on.
Mm.
I performed a soul union for them. It was really wonderful to see how it's evolving.
Wow. Well, I am so committed to the fulfillment of, destiny, dharma, providence, mission, and so forth, that, that is my priority and raison d'etre. And yet this has always been in there too. So I may take you up on that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you just repeat that second question? So it's if I didn't
didn't need to, if I didn't have to, would I choose
to?
Yeah. Would I choose to do this?
Yes. Got it. Okay.
So I think
Jai Ho.
Jai Ho.
Thank you, Mynoo.
Welcome. It's time to complete our session today.
Okay, so before we move to our last hand raised, that is Justin. Rakhi has a question. Does she have a twin flame? And so do I.
Both of your twin flames are not born in this life, in this human form yet.
Oh.
Okay, so don't enjoy the soulmate relationships. It's so much easier.
Okay, that's easy. Now,
so I don't have a twin flame and no soulmate.
Oh, you have soulmates. Yes, of course you do. Open yourself up to be recognized by the soulmate and for you to recognize a soulmate.
I have one more question. I feel very incomplete and I've detached myself from my friends and people who loved me. And I just feel that I can't open up anymore. Like I need some clarity. It's like there are some blockages maybe, which I'm not understanding what's going on.
So I'm also picking up certain blockages, so I'm not able to see beyond Rakhi. But let me tune in later on today. Can you just make sure that we have your phone number properly identified? Perhaps just send a private message to Antriksh, and I will be in touch with you. Let me tune in. There's some clearing that needs to be done. This blockage is not yours. It's just other energies that have just crowded your field. So it's so dense to get through just here. So I need to just clear them out first, then I'll be able to say what is why we attracted these dense energies. I don't know that yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of denseness of other energies. So the blockage is not yours.
Okay.
Nothing.
I felt that because I love meditation and everything, but I have noticed that there are things, other people who have more power in our life, my husband and mine.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, but yes.
No, let me work on the denseness. Let me tune in and clear the denseness first.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we are completing the Ask Me Anything session now, and we are about to begin what we call as Beyond Meditation. So those of you who are part of the Ask Me Anything, if you wish to leave now, you can. And if you wish to join the meditation, you can do that also. It is your choice.